All right, let me see if I can do this in one take. I don't like doing double takes or triple. Well, I heard a rattling noise coming from the motor, and I thought it was probably the idle pulley, tensioner pulley, one of those, and it wound up being the water pump. I said, "Oh no, it looks buried down there." Because with the shroud over it, it looks everything looks buried. But I'm telling you, it's pretty easy. I mean, I had this out, no joke, less than 30, about 35 minutes. I had it out from beginning to end. I mean, it's not that many different sized bolts, and yeah, it went pretty quick, And I'm making the video because you really don't have to take out that much. A lot of people think you got to pull the radiator out. You have to, dump all the coolant and everything. You don't. You really don't. Uh, Look at all the room you have in here. Oh, I cleaned that up really nice. Wire brushed it up. Just waiting for my water pump. I ordered it from Rock Auto, and should be here in a day or two, whatever. But anyway, okay. So as you can see, the radiator is here, a little loose, like you have to take out the shroud, you know. But what you do is the first thing you do is before you take the serpentine belt off. This is a 4.7 liter. Now the 5.7, the Hemi's different, way different. You got to take the radiator out. It's different. It's a bigger pump and everything. This is like. The radiator hoses are not hooked up to the water pump. You typically the lower one is, right, and the upper one usually not to the manifold. I know General Motors like the back of my hand, but anyway, yeah. So what you do is the first thing you do is crack the bolt loose on the fan that bolts to the water. It's one big nut. It's like, I don't know, it's like an inch. I use that, what do you call it, adjustable wrench. I don't even have a metric size that big. It's got to be over an inch. Anyway, you just put a wrench on it and counterclockwise, lefty loosey, righty tighty, left it. You just tap it with a hammer and it just comes. So it comes loose. They sell a tool where you can get into the water pump and hold it and then crack it loose, but you really don't. Just tap it. One little love tap, with the hammer, and it cracks right loose. Okay, and then what you do is, you continue taking that water pump with the fan off, with the fan and the pulley, right, and just keep on going. Take it off and just let it gently drop in between. You get the harmonic balancer down there. Just let it rest in between, because then you're gonna have the shroud here. It's not gonna look like this. You're gonna have the shroud there. So you're working in between the shroud. Plenty of room. I did it. Plenty of room. So you get that loose. Then you work on your shroud. Get your shroud. You got bolts on the side here. I'm not gonna get into all the bolts and everything, but on the sides, and it's just pinned into these rubber boots, the shroud, and you just pop them out, and very easy, very self-explanatory, very easy. That's the easy part. But if you don't want to lose your, you don't want to you got a, what do you call, transmission cooler there. You got so much more to take out. And a lot of guys take that all out. You don't even have to take your upper radiator hose out. I did, because it just gave me a little bit more wiggle room there, just just where it connects to the radiator, and I didn't lose any antifreeze. Okay, so now you got the shroud, you got the, what do you call, you got your fan in there, right, and you got the shroud, and what you do is you loosen up your shroud and you bring them up together. You hold on with one hand, your right hand, you hold on to the fan. Be very careful, don't hit the radiator. One little knock into that radiator in the wrong spot, you're buying a radiator, so be careful. Go slow, and I did it, and no problem. And you bring up the shroud and the fan together, and then you have them both in your hand when you get up, and just put them aside, and then go at the water pump. There's only 8 bolts. Now, let me advise you to do this. Make the pattern. That's the pattern. There's 8 bolts on the water pump. I don't know what it is with Dodge, but every bolt is a different size. And, you'll never figure out what bolt goes where, so make the pattern. And see, I just put a 1 here, so that's going to be my start. I just go clockwise. And the pattern's not perfect that I made, but, it's close enough. Where you won't mix them up, Okay, but a lot easier than my vet. My vet, would have to take the air conditioning out. I would have to move the power steering bracket and pull that to the side. On my vet, it takes about 2 hours, 3 hours to get the water pump out, just to get it out. It goes together a little bit easier, I think, but to get it out, it's real pain in the ass. Because, you got everything, nothing's, bolts start stripping and the whole deal. But when you go back together, you're replacing the strip bolts and putting new bolts in, and it goes together pretty easy on the vet. But anyway, this is really, really easy. I mean, this is really, so simple. Yeah. And this is the water pump. And I mean, you don't have to know anything about anything to know that this is bad. Listen to this. Think it's bad? It must have been bad for a while because, I mean, it just doesn't get that bad that fast. I don't know. I just happened to hear it. It must have been rattling for a while. I don't know. But anyway, just clean up everything. I cleaned everything up and waiting to put everything back. I changed the serpentine belt. I think it was last year. I saw a couple of cracks in it. Things like brand new. Look at that. I'm not going to touch that. That's not going in. And radiator hoses are good. All of that. It's been, been changed. Everything, all that stuff is good. So I'm not changing. That's all I'm doing is the water pump. I mean, this truck, I don't know how much longer I'm going to have it anyway. So if I was going to keep it, and I for years to come or whatever, I wasn't, then I would definitely be changing all the radiator hoses because they're a few years old. Maybe changing all the little heater hoses down there because everything's out now. This is the time to do it, but I don't think I'm going to keep the truck that much longer. I want electric. I want the F-150, the Lightning. That's what I want. I don't know, but they're hard to get. Very hard to get right now. Yeah, you order them, they say, well, but you're ordering, can't promise when you're going to get it. I was at the Ford dealer, and if there was one there, I probably would have bought one, but that's about the only electric vehicle I really like is the Lightning. Yeah, and it's a lot of value for the money because, how they made it affordable, the Lightning it's an F-150, the body. They just changed the chassis and everything, so, they were able to make it affordable. There's different levels of the F-150. I mean, you can go up to over $100,000, but they start at 40, 45. Yeah, that's not bad. 40,000, 45,000. It's not too bad for an electric vehicle. It's not the top of the line one, but, it's all-wheel drive, so it's all-wheel drive anyway, so it's got to be pretty decent. Anyway, well, I just figured I'd make this video. Somebody that's working on the 4.7 on a Durango. Like I said, you don't have to take the radiator out. You just don't have to. If you have the Hemi, you have to. The pump is like 3 times bigger. Yeah, it's a big, huge. This is just a little thing, a little pump. Look at this. This has got to be the smallest pump I've ever changed on a vehicle. Look at this. It's unbelievable. And the replacement, they had replacement ones, right? And they says, you want one with a metal propeller in there? I says, no, like I says, I don't, it was like not twice the amount, but it was more. I don't know, like maybe $20, $30 more. I says, nah, let's go for the plastic one. I took this one out. It's plastic. It's plastic. The propeller's plastic. So, yeah, so it's just getting replaced for what was in there. Yeah. That's pretty bad. I can't spin it here. That's pretty bad. All right. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody that is tackling a water pump on a Dodge Durango with a 4.7. Thanks for watching.